At breakfast. Huh? You want me to go sit by him? Okay. So, would you, this is a story that's related to your time as a basketball coach. And as I remember the story, it started to snow before the game was even played. And by the end of the game, it had snowed in Omak. Now, Grandpa was the high school basketball coach, took some teams to the state tournament. Was a really great basketball coach. And so it snowed and snowed and snowed during the course of the whole basketball game. And by the end of the game, I want to say the police came in to make an announcement. And will you tell us a little bit about that story? I want you to just share that story, if you would, about that snowy night of a basketball game in Omak.
Well, we had several stories.
Yeah, snowy nights.
Storms.
Yes.
Winter storms.
Mm-hmm.
One that I remember, we were going from Omak over to Grand Coulee Dam. And we were driving along, and the bus wasn't working very good. I had no idea what was going on. The driver stopped and got out, monkeyed around the front of it there. He was doing something with a piece of cardboard that had been in there. One of the kids got off. He says, "Hey, you guys, why don't you go out here? It's a lot warmer than it is in there." I thought that was a pretty good story for it.
That's better.
Well, and then I'm thinking about the time that you were coaching in Omak, and I believe it was against Quincy, and there was so much snow that the roads were all shut down, and the Quincy team could not get out of the town, correct?
Yeah.
What happened? What happened that night?
Well, here we are with this foreign team.
Your enemies, the foreign team.
Yeah. And we knew we had a problem, and we said, okay, pair off, everybody take a guy home with him.
Oh.
And then we'll meet here in the morning and figure out where we go from here. So we put them up, and you got better acquainted with the enemy.
Can you imagine that? So this, I think the story goes that somebody with the police department came in right at the end of the game and said, the roads are all closed. It was that bad.
Yeah.
And was it you that made the decision that, okay, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take every player on this team and we're going to find a home for him tonight here amongst our parents and our teachers and our players. Is that right?
That's right. And I'm sure that those guys learned a lot from us experience like that. You know,
Yeah, of how to
playing
get
against them, and then you take them home with you and find out, oh, he's not such a bad guy.
Well, I
Okay,
love that story.
should we
Yeah.
start with Michelle?
All right.
Okay.
The eldest.
Okay, do we want to start with?
I got one.
Michelle's got
You
it.
got, okay, he's got one.
He's got
Oh.
one. There you go.
Okay, Nick.
Ron,
Should I
you're
say?
in the hot
Should I
seat.
take the seat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You're in the hot seat.
Well, I was just gonna ask him something kind of easy, but then Ron was like, "You should ask him something about the war," and I was like, "We could ask him about the war?" I was like, "Yeah, he'll tell you stories." So I'll just say something more like a specific, like, did you have a best war buddy that helped you through it?
That's a good question, yeah.
The war that it was mentioning, it was the Korean War. And that was kind of sandwiched in between World War II and
Vietnam.
later after that.
Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
But gosh, I don't know. I saw some old pictures from that. came in, and we took over from a group that was there already, so we didn't have to, I was in the tanks. But you didn't have to have your own tanks, but you had to take care of the ones that was there. And it wasn't very long that we had well, I guess it's a hurricane. The wind was blowing something
I
terrible.
think they were typhoons.
Monsoon or a typhoon?
Typhoon, I
Typhoon,
guess
yeah.
they call that,
Yeah.
yeah. And we saw, you see a door floating by, not floating, but flying by.
Wow.
And I don't know, as I remember, I think I went down to the, I can't even remember the name of the place where they hands you out your gear.
Okay.
What do they call it?
Barracks? Was it barracks?
Yeah.
Their handout.
When you first
Yeah.
arrive.
Clothes,
Oh,
when
your
you
first
first
year,
arrive.
yeah.
Okay.
everything that you need.
Yeah.
Outpost?
And,
The base?
Yeah, probably your base. Yeah.
No,
there's a name for it,
Yeah.
but I can't think.
One of them, you know, Grandpa can hardly hear. He has
What's that?
He has 0 hearing in one ear and 20% in the other, from the tanks. They didn't realize then how hard that was. And he said after they'd go out and they, you know, were with the tanks shooting across at the enemy, he'd come back and he couldn't hear and he'd go to the infirmary and they'd say, well, 3 or 4 days you'll be fine, and 3 or 4 days he was. But in the meantime, it just destroyed his ears.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for hearing aids, he wouldn't be able to converse very well.
Right.
So we're blessed with that.
It's just the sound of the machinery or the sound of like
The
guns
gun,
He was
going
firing
off?
the artillery.
Artillery.
Right.
You sat right beside a 90 millimeter
Right.
can, like this.
Yeah.
so loud.
And every time you fire the thing, it's just like, boom!
You know,
Yeah.
Just like somebody hit you with a 2-before, right here,
Yeah.
you know? You can't see and hear, and you think, oh, boy.
What was worse, the horse kicking you or the
Yeah.
gun going?
which was first, the horse kicking you or the sound
Or
of the
firing the artillery.
Horse kicking me was nothing. But the time that I grew up, it wasn't unusual for kids to be involved in work. And I learned to work at an early age. We did a lot of picking asparagus. And sometimes we would my relative, my brother's son,
Phil,
Phil,
who was
he
1 year
he
younger
was 1
than
year
you.
different.
Oh,
As we call him, Little Phil.
Little Phil.
Because there was older Phil, who was your brother, and he's your nephew.
Yeah.
Little Phil,
They
yeah.
were
And-
friends.
Best buds. Best buds.
in high school.
Yeah.
And I kind of took care of him in high school.
On your own.
If he needed an excuse, I wrote it out. Put a sign to Uncle Gene.
Uncle
It
Gene.
went through.
Little did they know you were basically the same age.
Yeah, 1 year difference.
Yeah.
But we would find some place that needed some farm work done of some kind. And many's the night that Phil and I just slip out on for you roll out a
Sleeping bag.
sleeping bag. We had that. And you do whatever it was that we were doing with it. Could be thinning. You got in a lot of thinning. But it was hard work. And while I was on the dairy, I got running the delivery route, which is quite a little different than it's done now. But we would, the driver, which was the son of the owners of the dairy, and myself and another guy on the other side, and they had a board that came down and you'd grab whatever it was that the guy would tell us. He had to know what we delivered at all of those houses. We did a good job of keeping track of that, but milk was coming from the dairy was always in the bottle. So you grab, I got so I could hold 2 of them in one hand and 2 in another. I could take 4 quarts of milk and take off. And we wanted to get around and get things done in the morning, so it was usually pretty dark. And I can remember one time, I don't know how many times I'd been through there before, but anyway, I grabbed my milk. He told me how much went to which house. I was running through the backyard of this place, and I hit the clothesline.
Oh no.
Oh.
Milk went up in the air. I came down on the ground eventually.
Eventually.
Oh man, I can remember that. I can still feel it.
All right, Michelle, do you want to go?